4-4, central nervous system stimulants. Definition example. For thousands of years, people have used stimulants most commonly with nicotine, with tobacco, product with caffeine. Coffee, tea, some cola beverages, central nervous system presence, such as those paragraph 4.3 lesson of slow down with the action embodying the central nervous system stimulants speed of the body system. Example, the central nervous stimulants include cocaine and amphetamines. Common with the amphetamines include dextrodin, benzodrine, and methadone. Signs of symptoms: central nervous system stimulant abuse, intoxication, overdose include the following: excitement, paranoia, tachycardia, hypertension, sweating, dilated pupils, hallucination, cardiac enthusiasm, convulsions, respiratory collapse. Withdrawal included the following: apathy, psychomotor depression, sleep disturbance, suicidal tendencies. Treatment: central nervous system stimulant abuse, overdose with the following: proceed with initiate for normal saline solution, administer with diazepam, volume for convulsion, acidified urine, ammonium chloride, administer with atrazine with a hypertension. Withdrawal the following of these steps: observe the patient, controlled environment, acid urine to expedite urination. Cannabinoids, definition example, the drugs of the cannabinoid class are obtained as a hemp plant, with the plant grows through most of the tropical temperature zones of the world. Principal product of the plant: marijuana hash, of cannabis, marijuana substance with the same flower, top leaf, the leaf stems of the hemp plant. More than 400 compounds of the plant resin have been isolated and with the identified cannabis sativa and cannabis indica. Hemp plants from which the marijuana hashes are produced. Marijuana is made up of the cut and dried stem of the leaves and the tops of the hemp plant. Hashes composed of resinous secretions of the hemp plant, secretions of the collected and dried and compressed into balls encased in cookie-like sheets, liquid with the hemp plant process to make hash oil. Symptoms and signs of cannabinoid use include the following: psychomotor impairment, dilated pupil, tachycardia, paranoia. Treatment of cannabinoid use: give the treatment the symptoms of the patient, even if the true addiction does not occur. Psychedelics and hallucinations. Drugs in this class change user view of the world to realize something else, perhaps fantasy. Whether drugs are taken in large doses that produce a variety of effects, either called psychedelic and experiences. Psychedelics used include LSD, lisogeric acid, dethamidian, psilocybin, mescaline, and peyote. Signs and symptoms: psychedelic abuse. General symptoms include dilated pupils, hallucination, usual visual, unusual body sensations, panic. LSD symptoms include LSD experience consists of the treatment of the precipitation, thought with the mood and activity, perception. It changes. LSD changes the user's sense of sight, hearing, touch, body, image, and time. Color seems intensified, change shape of the relation of the appear with the disorder. Object with the same pulsate. Two-dimensional objects appear with become three-dimensional, and any animate object that seem to assume an emotional important with the user become with a more sensitive sound that cannot be found. So sources of sound that he can hear but not understand the conversation. Sometimes also hear the music and voice if they're not there. Food may be gritty. It may taste may be different. Touches clothes of the feels even the coarse, dry, fine, velvety. User may be feel cold sweat. His sensation lightheadedness, emptiness, shaking, vibration, fogginess. He may hold his arms, legs in one position a long period of time. The time seemed to race and stop, slow down, even go backwards. The user streams bizarre, free-flowing thoughts, included the idea of someone out to get him. Little and unimportant events become very insignificant and important. Mood effects: the LSD user may experience a wide variety of moods, the burst into tears, laughter, but feel no emotion at all. Regardless of the emotional state of the outside, but the users actually feel complexly relaxed, happy. On the other, LSD users could feel anxiety, fear, panic, because for no apparent reason he feels alone, cut off with the world. For the reason some of the LSD users make a friend who is not using LSD would prevent suicidal attempts, dangerous to the panic. Diminishing LSD effects: add with the number of hours the effects the LSD wears off. Wave the LSD experience with a diminished intensity. Alternate periods if the user feels no effects at all. Finally, all the symptoms of LSD usually disappear. Long after the person has used the drug, he may experience tiredness, tension, and recurring hallucinations. The user may experience psychological changes which last an indefinite period of time. For example, the neurosis characteristic disorder with finding condition worsened after LSD. LSD users report hallucinogenic flashbacks, recurrencing, and hearing things that are not there were very unpleasant experiences. Warning: LSD. Some of the individuals claim to have LSD without ill effect. However, the growing medical evidence LSD can cause very serious, often damaging reactions, and many people find bizarre behavior, public panic, fear, homicidal, surgical, suicide, suicidal urges, having reported psychotic states, having inducing both emotional states and emotional instability in individuals using LSD. LSD can be produced delayed psychotic reactions. Some individuals are mentioned for previously hallucinations happened weeks after the person took the drug. Additionally, the evidence LSD can cause genetic damage. In the opinion of the Dr. James L. Goddard, a former commissioner of the Food Drugs, medically unsupervised LSD is like playing chemical Russian roulette. Psilocybin and symptoms of the drug is not as potent as LSD, but is psilocybin users experience hallucinations similar to those experienced in LSD. Psilocybin has been used in Indian religious rites as far back as pre-Columbian times. Treatment of psychedelic abuse. Psychedelics are not usually used over a long period of time. Instead, the drugs are generally taken to provide occasional trip. The highs of thoughts and feelings are not. It cannot be experienced otherwise except for the dream of the time of the religious jubilant event where the treatment is needed to try to talk the user back to reality. Talk down approach is necessary to diminish the volume should person be in severe panic. Alright, PCP, definition, drug and class of these portions, depressant, slow functions of the body, with stimulant body functions go faster, hallucinogenic, seeing things that aren't there, believing things happen that didn't happen, angelistic properties, pain-killing, the best known drugs in the class of the PCP, but the drug can be properly classified as hallucinogens, as stimulant and depressant, originally sold to veterinarians to be used as an anesthetic for large animals. There are 200 street names for PCP, including angel dust, THC, TIC dust, super weed, PSP is a white crystalline powder which is dissolved in water, smoked, ingested, and injected. Original PCP was developed in sedative, general anesthetic, and logistic worked very well in clinical testing, but tested found unfortunate after effects on patients coming out of the anesthetic state of the experience with the system ranging with a mild great disorientation, agitation, manic excitation, delirium, hallucination, result of the PCP with the human was continually today with the PCP is made with usually illegal. Signs and symptoms of the PCP abuse include the following: sweating, catatonic muscular rigidity, dementia, thiochloride, abnormal fast heartbeat, hypertension, high blood pressure, hypersalivation, excessive secretion of salvia, fever, convulsions, coma. Treatment of PCP abuse include the following: protecting patient, keeping hurt himself, supporting the patient vital signs, acid, finding the pure patient's urine, using suction to remove the excessive saliva from the patient's mouth, administering volume for convulsions, and scheduling a psychiatric follow-up. For inhalants, definition and example of inhalants, mood-changing substances chained within the entire of the body, either the breathing substance fumed with the most inhalant with the gas at the room temperature and turning into gas exposed over the air. Substance quickly intoxicate with the temperature, lessen the person's control over the physical, mental power over the use of the breath, and gaseous substances into the lungs, so the lung have a larger surface of the air. The gaseous substance very quickly absorb the bloodstream, causing user to feel substance effects very soon. List of substances commonly used and inhaled and charged constantly. Each generation seems to add a new substance delete in some of the old ones. Inhalants with the 1960s achieved the plastic model glue, nail polish remover, the aerosol sprays. Today, some of the most commonly inhaled substances: the paint thinners, paint remover, the lighter fluids, dry cleaner fluids, kerosene, over the petroleum products, authentic gas, and sediments. Plastic model glue and nail polish removers are still used extensively. Substance most likely choose inhalant abusers that have characteristics in common. Substance exists in the consumer product readily available to the public, can be purchased at the grocery store, drugstores, paint stores, etc. Substance can be inhaled easily into the respiratory tract. Substance selective with each of the stimulant depressant of the central nervous system. Substance used with inhaling can prove fatal. Signs and symptoms of inhalant abuse include the following: disoriented trachea, tachycardia, lack of reflex, unconsciousness, respiratory and cardiac failure. Inhalant users describe the sensation feel of the inhalants as euphoric, except for the feeling happiness, well-being, exciting, along with the feeling of something wonderful is about to happen. Unfortunately, these feelings are often accompanied by a sense of reckless abandon, sense of being powerful, and things often lead to impulsive or destructive acts. Treatment inhalant abuse of the perceivers or the patient's vital sign, administer the oxygen to the patient. 4-9 common symptoms of the drug abuse. In the beginning, shave not all the treatment the user experience appear with the bad. For example, someone usually bored, sleepy to become more alert while using the amphetamines. As a result of the job at school, performance may improve, or the person may have nervous high strung and may become more cooperative, easier to manage. when he takes barbiturates, if there's therefore to look more than just negative change of the personal character behaviors out of the ordinary, but the individual continues over the period of time and indicate with the drug abuse general indications. Signs suggest that drug abuse includes sudden dramatic change of the discipline, job performance. Drug abusers may also display usual degree of activity, inactivity that made them no reason but become emotionally for very long, angry. Significant change of the worst personal appearance of the cause concern with the often the drug abusers will not care his personal appearance and health habits. Specific indication of the more specific signs should be a rose suspicion, especially one or more of the exhibited sign of a person among these signs with a fugitive behavior, regard, action, possession, fear of the discovery, Sunglasses worn at inappropriate times and play with the hide dilated and constrict with the pelvis, or long-sleeved garments worn constantly, even on hot days, to hide needle marks. Indications of severe drug abuse because of the expense of the supporting drug habit. Abusers may try to borrow money with a number of individuals. If this failed, they would not be reluctant to steal items that convey with the cash easily, such as camera, radios, and jewelry. If the habit is severe, the most use of the drugs, well, but the undue that may be found such for the closet and storage as old times. 410. Closing. Drug abuse is widespread problem in our society, problem which occur with actually equally highly efficiently in the military. While the military officials' policy does not tolerate drug abuse, some of the people can violate with the policy and begin to abuse drugs while on active duty. Some of these duty members of the drug treating underlying mental illness over the escape because they yield to peer pressure and the role as a medical MCO with an encounter people who abuse drug. You can help with learning the effect of the drug. Additionally, become knowledgeable each of the duty station of the referral source available to the person who needs treatment. Lesson 5. Combat stress reactions.